Okay, how about a Sunday afternoon update? Okay, I got this part coming in tomorrow from Finish Line Factory. I got this one set up so I can do some of the lines, start working on that a little bit, but I've been focusing on getting the engine ready to go back in. Check spark plugs, replace spark plugs, replaced all the sensors. So cam position sensor, crank position sensor, oil pressure sensor, water temperature sensor, and NOx sensor, all the sensors that are accessible. I have never replaced any of those, and car's almost 23 years old, so it's due. The engine does have new valve cover gaskets with seals, a fluid damper. All the cam and crank and oil pump seals were in good shape. None of them were leaking, so didn't replace any of those. Cleaned up the oil pan, sealed that up. New seal on the oil pickup, O-ring on the oil pickup, O-ring on the oil pan. The ACT street fly wheel is installed. I just got to torque that down. As I do, I got to torque down the sensors. New clutch is about ready to go in. Obviously, once I get the flywheel ACT 6-puck over there, and have been working on the transmission. I've got pretty sure everything's good with the backlash. When I used dial indicator, checked it, I was at 6 thousandths, and spec is between 51 ten thousandths and 71 ten thousandths. So we are at 5 thousandths, 6 thousandths. So we're kind of in the middle of that spec there. I got to check the pattern still before I take it apart, but be ready to do that. I've got one more bearing inside to replace. That's the input shaft bearing. Got it. Need to replace that once I take it apart again. After checking that backlash, because I'm going to have to seal the case up. Everything looks good so far with the pinion depth and everything. The tail shaft, so the center differential sits in here. New seal, new bearing on the center differential shaft. Cleaned up the other bearings. They're all in good shape. Did oil. I put some lube on all of those before closing this up. This does not have a seal. Does not get gasket sealant. It just gets torqued down to 40 Newton meters, and that is torqued, ready to go back in. We got a plate just cleaning up in the parts cleaner to go on here, and the tail shaft will be ready to go. It is coming along. I've got Friday is annual tech, so the goal is to get the engine finished up, the transmission finished up, the power steering lines finished up. Once I get the power steering lines ran to a certain point, I'll be able to get the transmission in, the engine in, check all that. I do have a new radiator. Mishimoto showed up. Yes, thank you, Subi Mods. Came through. That'll go in, and with the LSD, the CUSCO LSD that's in the transmission, going with different axles, because that takes the nail axle setup. So this is one that came off of an Outback, Taylor's 2008 Outback. So just want to check on that. It works to rotate everything. Yes, it rotates. It's in like third gear. But everything's working. I do have to put new output seals in there. The input shaft seal has been replaced. So, but everything's looking good. We're looking good for meeting our timelines. New front strut brace. As far as the intake, I will probably work on this today. I don't know if I'm going to do the full upgrade, everything that I was wanting to do with it, because of time constraints, but I am going to get the new injectors put in. So may hold off on all the big changes until some other time. So, but try to get this taken care of, get it up and running. If I get ahead and can get to that point, I'll get that done. But there we go. That's a quick 6-minute update on where we're at with the race car. March 9th, 2025. Thanks. Like and subscribe. This is kind of the new content. Focus on the race car, some customer vehicles. But I do have this linkage for the STI rack. Was out of a 2008 Outback with the Perrin wobble tightener. There we go. Have a good day.